Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for part 2 or part 3, whatever, of Professor Victor's Singing Eagles English Composition 1 lecture here at Sisseton Wahpeton College. Today we are discussing Aristotle and his communication situation graphic and the elements of persuasion. Now, without any further ado, your intrepid host, Professor Victor Singing Eagle. Yay! Right on. Okay, last time we were chatting, we were talking about me, which is kind of terrible to do because I hate talking about myself all the time, but because I'm the only person available right now, I just use myself because it's simple. I could throw it all up there. I can go crazy. Now we want to talk about my reader or listener. Now I got to explain what I'm even doing with this. Remember what I said a minute ago, or in a previous video, I should say. I love going to powwows. And I also, when I was 21 years old, loved girls. Let's just say I was a lecher, okay? And I especially loved young, cute Taiwanese girls. We'll get into that in a second. Matter of fact, it's so important, I better write it on here now. Taiwanese. Let's combine Taiwanese girls with Pow-Wow. And you can pretty much see what my purpose is. Summer's coming. It's the end of the spring. We don't have semesters. We had a quarter, spring quarter, and it's powwow season. We got a young lech. By the way, father of 2 kids. Boy and a girl. They're just babies. Because when I was in the military and I got injured, I was married at the time. And after I got injured, this happens a lot. The spouse says, I can't deal with this, and ran away. Took the kids and left me all alone. And I was a total basket case. I was a mess. I didn't know what to do with myself, so I said, oh, screw it, I'm going back to college. So got out of the military, went to college. That's what that's all about. So I'm a free man. And I like Taiwanese girls. Young Taiwanese girls who are, I used to say, if I can't marry her, no, that's not how it goes. If I can't carry her, I won't marry her. So I like petite Taiwanese girls. Small. Now, there was a specific girl that I used to like a lot. I'm just going to call her Annie. Annie was a math major. She was 19. She was from Taipei. Xian. Taipei County, outside of Taiwan, or Taipei, the big city. She lived in Taipei County, Taipei Xian. And Annie, being a math major, she was all facts. And back in those days, Taiwan was still poor. So let's put up here, poor background. We got small. What else do we want to put up here? She speaks Chinese. Duh. Speaks, because the people who live in Taiwan speak Mandarin Chinese, and they also speak a dialect called Minanyu, Taiwan. They just call it Taiwanese, which sounds way different from regular Mandarin. What else do I remember about her? Remember, I'm thinking way back 1987, 88, something like that. So my memory's not what it used to be. Help me remember now. If I can't carry her, I won't marry her. So we got petite, small, Taiwanese girl. She's a math major. We're both students, UCSB, UC Santa Barbara. If you know anything about Chinese girls, they love to eat. So let's put it up there. And the smaller they are, the more they eat. I don't know how that works, and they never get fat. And if you don't believe me, look it up on YouTube sometime when you get bored. Go to YouTube and type in Chinese or Japanese, whatever, Asian girl eating, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just crazy. And so this girl, she could eat. And she lived in the dorms too. We lived in a dorm building called San Rafael. She lived in the ocean clusters, and I lived in the, I forgot the other one's called, the tower. I lived in the tower, she lived in the clusters. She had roommates. I didn't, because I had a single. So my building was like right across, right next to the ocean, and hers was a little bit back farther away. Anyway, we're doing pretty good now. What else do we want to know about her? She speaks Mandarin. She has a poor family background because back in the 80s, Taiwanese did not have that much money, but they were rising because everything was made in Taiwan back in those days. Now the Taiwanese are kind of rich because, you know, Taiwan semi and all the high-tech gobbledygook. Russian technology, American technology, all made in Taiwan. Remember that from a movie? Never mind, I'm talking too much. How are we doing on time? 6 minutes, right on. So, my purpose, let's talk about this. Here I am, a young lecturer, English anthropology major, love girls, and I want to go to a powwow that is up in Santa Ynez, California. Santa Ynez, California is up in the mountains, right above UC Santa Barbara, right above the city of Santa Barbara and Goleta and Isla Vista, or Isla Vista as they call it. And the Indians up there used to be really dirt poor back in those days. They built a casino now, so they got money, but back in the day, they didn't have a whole lot of money. They were living in these old beat-up trailer houses right along old dry riverbed, but every summer they had powwow, and the powwow was awesome because people from everywhere, mostly on the West Coast, they'd come and they'd have, you know, the music, and you already know what a powwow is. I don't need to explain that to you. Do I? No, I don't. All right. My purpose. I want to invite her to go to the Santa Ynez powwow. The Indian tribe up there is called Chumash. I had really good relationships with them in those days. An elder named Chinawaway. I forgot what Chinawaway means. I think it means Crowheart or something like that. Old Chief Crowheart. He was one of my buds. He was my mentor. I should put that up there. Loved or loves Chief Chinawaway. Chinawaway. See how messy I'm getting? I'm doing that on purpose. We'll talk about it in a second. I want to persuade. That's the key word. Annie to go to the powwow. Santa Ynez, California, the Chumash powwow. Now, how are we doing on time? Right on, 9 minutes. We'll stop it there. We're going to do part 3 in just a second. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.